This story is of such an unfortunate scientist, who is responsible for death of millions of people. But on the other side of coin, the whole story gets totally changed, as this same scientist is also known to save billions rather trillions of people. In 1918, when he was given a Nobel Prize for solving one of the world's biggest problems, his family and friends refused to attend this function. In adding to this, two of the other Nobel Prize winners also refused to take the prizes in the protest. What he did, so that after saving lives of billions of people, why the world hates him so much. We are about to tell you the story of that powerful scientist who changed the whole world. Our body consists of oxygen, carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen. And like others, nitrogen is also very important for our life. And we take nitrogen by eating plants and herbs or by eating meat of those animals which eats plants and herbs. Now, the problem with the nitrogen is that it starts to vanish from the soil by continuous farming. And then a time comes when no plant or tree can grow in this soil. And this same thing happened to our Earth in 19th century, when the population was continuously increasing, and the nitrogen levels were reducing dramatically. That's why famous chemist William Crookes warned the world, that if we did not do anything about the low levels of nitrogen in Earth, then after 30 years, half of the world's population will starve to death. And according to Crookes, only a chemist can solve this problem. Our air has 78% of nitrogen present in it, but it is in such a form, which animals and plants cannot use. Now the only way left was to make it artificially. But this was not an easy task. For that, from nitrogen gas, two nitrogen atoms have to be separated from each other, so that ammonia can be made, which is such a magical fertilizer, which can grow a lot of food. But after decades of hard works by scientists and chemists, no one was able to do this, but finally someone was going to change this soon. In 1904, a 36-year-old scientist present in Germany, named Fritz Haber, developed interest in this matter. Haber was a lecturer in a university at that time. Effort to overcome the food shortage made Haber insane. He invested next 5 years in solving this problem. His idea was, if nitrogen and hydrogen mixed with each other at high temperature and pressure, then nitrogen can split. For this experiment, Haber was working in his lab on March 1909, when he increased the temperature in the chamber to 500 degrees for the test purpose. And then that happened, which was awaited by scientists from decades. Nitrogen atoms got split, and combining themselves with hydrogen atoms, that compound had made, which was going to change the fate of the whole world. This compound's name was ammonia, and Haber became famous in the whole Germany. Now the largest chemical company in the Germany, BASF, took rights of this process from Haber, and Haber became rich within a night. And within 4 years, this company started to make 5 tons of ammonia daily, and with it farmers started to grow 4 times more food on the same land with this fertilizer. And it's quite possible that 50% nitrogen atoms present in your body are as a result of Haber's discovery. And if you are alive today, so Haber's discovery has a big role in it. Now Haber was getting more and more famous, and world's most famous scientists, like Max Planck, Max Born and Albert Einstein, were now his friends. But the fate had decided something else for Haber. At this time the story is going to take a sharp turn and everything is going to be changed for Haber. The evil part of Haber's story starts with the World War I. World War I had started, and Haber decided to take part in it voluntarily. He wanted to help his country. Anyways, after some months of war, Germany explosives and gunpowder was going to end soon, and it felt like Germany will lose the war at any time. And on the other hand, Haber also knows something else about this food-producing compound. Ammonium nitrate on one side is a great fertilizer, and on the other hand it is also a very dangerous explosive material. And for making this explosive material, Haber started to make ammonium nitrate in the fertilizer making factory, so that he can make TNT and other explosive materials from it. And after a little time, explosives made by Haber were killing German rivals, but Haber wanted to do something more in this war. For making a dangerous gas, he started to combine different chemicals. Actually, he wanted to stop this war as soon as possible, and for it, he was ready to go as far as possible. He was successful in making such a deadly gas in December 1914, by which enemy soldiers will die with extreme jactation in seconds. This gas is known as chlorine gas. On the night of 22nd April, German soldiers opened 5,000 cylinders of chlorine gas towards the Allied forces. Enemy soldiers started to die with jactation as the gas started to spread in the whole ground. This was such a painful death, that far-standing German soldiers shuddered by watching this sight. On that day 5,000 enemy soldiers were killed like this, and Haber was given the rank of captain as an honor. A week after this incident, Haber held a party at his home, and after the party finished, he was sleeping in his room, when suddenly he was alarmed by a gunfire, and when he walked outside to see, his wife had committed suicide. She had a regret that her husband is a murderer of thousands of people. But this incident perhaps did not affect Haber a lot. That's why, the very next day, he had returned to his factory by the train. He was now working more fast on chemical weapons, and by 1917 he had hired 1,500 workers and 150 scientists, which were helping him to make these chemical weapons. German soldiers openly used these weapons against the enemy, and 1 lakh enemy soldiers were painfully killed by this gas. Despite all of this, Germany lost the World War I, and Haber got very frustrated by this defeat, and some years later, he left Germany and moved to Switzerland. And there in a hotel he died at the age of 65. After Haber's death, German government took control over his factory. In that era, Haber's Institute made an insecticide spray, which was named Cyclone B. By using this spray's gas, the Nazi government killed millions of Jews which were present in Germany at that time. The technology has given us a lot of benefits on the other side, had made death material for humans, now it's up to us, that we use them for making prosperity or use them for the destruction of humans. And Haber's life is an open example for us, how his discovery has saved billions of people, and on the dark side, also killed millions of people. Nothing is bad, its use makes it good or bad. Let's hear from you what you think about Haber's discoveries. Was he evil? Or he was a hero? Let's left it up to you. Thank you so much for your time, we will see you in the next amazing video. Till then.